Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube learning channel Accurate ASME ISO. In this video, we will cover a slightly advanced topic in GD&T concepts called boundary conditions. This session will useful for designers and stack-up analysis engineers who want to deepen their understanding. We hope you will enjoy this video. If you find it helpful, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Also, let us know in the comments what knowledgeable topics you would like us to cover next. Let us get started now. In the GD&T standard, there is an important concept called boundary conditions. It explains different types of boundaries such as MMC boundary, LMC boundary, virtual condition boundary, and the resultant condition boundary. Basically, there are two worst case boundaries: the worst case inner boundary and the worst case outer boundary. These boundaries are developed from the nominal feature of size. They are created by considering the combined effect of size limits MMC or LMC and the applicable geometric tolerances. In simple words, boundary conditions show the extreme limits within which a feature must function properly. These boundaries are very useful in designing fixed and floating fastener flaws, deciding gauge pin or gauge hole sizes, performing tolerance stackup analysis, and calculating clearances and possible interferences, sometimes called overlaps, between the mating features. Understanding boundary conditions helps designers ensure proper assembly and functional performance even in their worst case situations. Let us understand clearly what the boundaries means with examples. In the given drawing, an internal feature of size is called out. Limits of size feature hole is 30.1 mm to 30.5 mm. Diameter 30.1 is a minimum diameter known as inner circle boundary. Diameter 30.5 is maximum diameter known as outer circle boundary. Diameter 30.1 is a minimum diameter and also known MMC size. Therefore, this boundary is called as MMC boundary. Similarly, diameter 30.5 is a maximum diameter and also known as LMC size, and therefore this boundary is called as LMC boundary. This is how MMC and LMC boundaries are defined. Here we can clearly see that the MMC boundary and the LMC boundaries of a hole. In simple terms, these boundaries define the extreme limits of the hole size. This helps us understand how much clearance is available for assembly and functional performance. Now, let us discuss some applications of boundary conditions for inner size features. MMC boundaries are mainly used to design fixed and floating fastener fit conditions. They help us determine the worst case clearance between the hole and the fastener, ensuring proper assembly even under maximum material conditions. By using MMC boundaries, designers can make sure that parts will always assemble correctly and function properly even in the worst case situation. Fixture and gauge designers always use worst case boundaries to calculate gauge pin sizes. These gauge sizes are determined based on worst case boundaries such as the MMC boundary or the virtual condition boundary. By using these boundaries, designers make sure that the gauge will correctly check the part under the most critical conditions. We will learn about virtual condition boundaries in detail in the coming slides. One of the most important use of boundary calculation is in assemblies that have many size features. When a mating part contains multiple holes or shafts, we must evaluate the distance between features, the clearances between hole walls, and the overall fit and functional performance. For example, if we look at the crankcase of an automobile engine, it has many holes. Each hole has a specific fit and function based on its size and tolerance. A crankcase is usually assembled in two parts, left and right halves. When assembled, several common shafts and their outer diameters fit into both sides. In such cases, different possibilities must be considered, like the shaft should not become too tight, that is, over constrained, or the shaft should not become too loose, that is, excess clearance. Another important point is the distance between related holes. If this distance varies beyond limit, the functional requirement can be affected. For example, when two gears mesh together, their center distance is very critical. If tolerances cause a worst case condition, the gear contact pattern can change and the product performance or design intent may deviate. This is why boundary condition calculations are very important in design. They help ensure proper fit, alignment, and functional reliability even in their worst case situations. So far in the previous slides, we discussed worst case boundaries considering only MMC and LMC size conditions. But what happens if an additional geometric tolerance such as position tolerance is applied to the size feature? Let us consider an example. We have a hole with MMC size 10.1, LMC size 10.5. This hole also has a position tolerance of 0.2 with respect to datums A, B and C. Now we need to understand the collective effect of MMC size and position tolerance on the inner worst case boundary. This can be clearly understood by calculating the gap size under different boundary conditions. By analyzing how the size variation and position variation combine, we can determine the true worst case condition for assembly and function. This approach helps designers ensure that even with both size tolerance and geometric tolerance applied, the part will still assemble correctly and perform as intended. Now, let us calculate the worst case virtual condition boundary step by step. Consider a rectangular block. A hole size limits of 10.1, which is MMC, to 10.5 LMC size. The hole is located at basic dimensions of 20 mm and 15 mm from the bottom and left side datum planes. Our objective is to find the maximum gap from the left side plane datum C to the worst case inner boundary of the hole. Step 1. Start with MMC of the hole. First, we determine the MMC condition of the hole. That is, MMC size is equal to 10.1 and radius at MMC is divided by 2. It means 5.05 is the MMC radius. Since a position tolerance 0.2 is applied, the hole center can shift within a positional tolerance zone of 0.2 mm. In the second step, consider the worst case shift. To calculate the maximum gap from datum C, we shift the MMC hole towards the right side within the full positional tolerance zone. Because position tolerance is diametrical, that is 0.2, the radial shift allowed is half, that is 0.1. Now calculate the maximum gap or the distance. Maximum distance is equal to basic dimension minus MMC radius minus positional tolerances, and that is half. 20 minus 5.05 minus 0.1, which gives 20 minus 4.95, and the final reading is 15.05. So the maximum distance from datum plane C to the edge of the worst case inner boundary of the hole is 15.05 millimeter. It represents the true worst case inner limit of the hole when both MMC size and position tolerance are considered together. So we can define the virtual condition boundary like this. A virtual condition is a constant boundary created by the combined effect of features, specified material condition like MMC or LMC, and its applied geometric tolerance. For the given drawing callout, the virtual condition is calculated using, for a hole, virtual condition is equal to MMC minus geometric tolerance. So, in this example, virtual condition is equal to 30.1 minus 0.1 and virtual condition is now 30.0. This value represents the worst case inner boundary of the hole considering both its MMC size and the applied positional tolerance. This is the summary view of a CAD model. In this picture, we can clearly see how the hole behaves at MMC and how the position tolerance affects its boundary. The combined effect of size and positional variation creates a constant worst case boundary which we call the virtual condition. So, please remember this formula and apply it directly in the practical applications we studied. This formula is very important in real design situations such as fastener fit design to ensure proper assembly without interferences, fixing functional gauge sizes to design go and no go gauges correctly, checking minimum clearance between parts to avoid unwanted contact or tight conditions. Thank you.
Hope that you have liked this video with very easy and simple explanations. You can comment how do you see this initiative and suggest more on upcoming videos. Also, we are pleased to conduct training programs at your locations in factories. We offer AUCOM Germany, an international CMM certification course. Basic of GD&T. Advanced GD&T. Stack-up tolerances. Surface finish. MSA and other quality tools. For further details, please contact us. And I'm sure you will encourage the initiative of training through YouTube, by subscribing a channel. Accurate, ASME, ISO. Thank you and have a good day.
So my name is Mahendra Mahajan and I'm from Bharatpur. So it was a really nice and excellent training session by sir. So I got a lot of knowledge today about stackup analysis and GD&T. Even though it was not able to differentiate between concentricity and runout. So now I could get how concentricity and runouts are getting differentiated. So thanks for the valuable training and teaching.
थँक्यू सर. मी शंकर नवलकर, भारत फोर्स एरोस्पेसमध्ये काम करतो आणि आमच्या कंपनीने जे ट्रेनिंग अरेंज केलं होतं 2 दिवसाचं GD&T आणि स्टॅकअप अनालिसिस खूप युजफुल आहे. आम्ही बऱ्याच गोष्टी फर्स्ट टाईम लर्न केलेल्या आहे आणि मेन सांगायचं म्हणजे सरांचं जे टेक्निक आहे शिकवण्याची पद्धत खूप फ्रेंडली आहे आणि एंटरटेनमेंट व्यवस्थित म्हणजे कशा पद्धतीने समजेल आपल्याला त्या पद्धतीने त्यांनी प्रत्येकाचं बिहेवियर समजून त्या पद्धतीने त्याला त्याच्या लँग्वेजमध्ये समजवण्याचा प्रयत्न केलेला हा खूपच चांगला होता. थँक्यू सर.
फॉर GD&T स्टैक एनालिसिस ट्रेनिंग. स्टार्टिंग से GD&T का उतना तो नहीं पता था, पर अभी जितना आपसे सीखा वो प्रैक्टिकली अब उस पर काम करेंगे तो और जो भी आपने कॉन्सेप्ट सिखाए हैं वो और अच्छे से क्लियर होंगे और अच्छे से समझ आएंगे.
थैंक्स मोमी सर to give a valuable feedback related to GD&T stackup analysis. It is very useful as a point of analysis, assembly, and it is very useful for me because there was lot of ambiguity about the final stackup value. So I got clear that doubt cleared by sir, and it's very useful for me. Thank you.
थँक्यू सर. या 2 दिवसाच्या ट्रेनिंगमध्ये मला भरपूर म्हणजे GD&T आणि स्टॅकअप ॲनालिसिस याच्याबद्दल भरपूर माहिती मिळाली. मी 20-22 वर्ष झालं प्रोडक्शनला काम करतो आहे, पण ज्या काही GD&Tच्या बेसिक कन्सेप्ट होते ते माझे आता क्लिअर झाले 2 दिवसामध्ये. मग कॉन्सन्ट्रेसिटी असेल, रनआउट असेल किंवा सिलेंडरिसिटी, फ्लॅटनेस, ज्या बेसिक गोष्टी होत्या आणि स्टॅकअप म्हणजे जे प्रोडक्शनला मला जे काम करताना लक्षात येत नाही की टॉलरन्स कसा हे केला जातो, डिफाईन केला जातो डिझाईन टीमकडून, ते म्हणजे बऱ्यापैकी म्हणजे पूर्ण कन्सेप्ट क्लिअर झाला. धन्यवाद.
आज जे 2 दिवस ट्रेनिंग झालं GD&T स्टॅकअप ॲनालिसिस रिलेटेड, जे आत्तापर्यंत आम्ही डिझाईन आणि इंजिनिअरिंग फेजमध्ये यूज करत होतो आणि काही फेजमध्ये आम्ही प्रॅक्टिकल आणि थेरॉटिकल फेजमध्ये म्हणजे सॉर्ट आउट करू शकत नव्हतो, त्या गोष्टी बेसिक लेवलला आणि ॲडव्हान्स लेवलला कशा सॉर्ट आउट करायचे ते तुम्ही प्रॉपर एक्झाम्पल विथ बेनिफिट्सनुसार तुम्ही प्रॉपरली एक्सप्लेन केले आणि ह्या बेनिफिटचा आम्हाला खूप चांगला सपोर्ट आणि अनुभव म्हणजे यूज करता येईल फॉर मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग प्रोसेसिंगसाठी. आणि हे जे ट्रेनिंग सेशन कंपनीनं आणि जे तुमच्याकडून आम्हाला जे व्हॅल्युएबल इनपुट्स मिळाले त्याबद्दल सर थँक्यू सो मच.